Hello YouTube, this is Miss Vindicat, and in this video I am going to show you the mistakes that I made for my bullet journal setup for this year. Basically how I let perfectionism ruin it all, as usual. And I'm going to give you 5 tips for your bullet journal setup for 2020. And I will be using those tips myself as well, because I need them. Now first of all, this was the bullet journal that I bought last year and that I wanted to use for this year, 2019. I even made a video about it. And then something went wrong. Let's take a look. Now I knew that I was not the person to make all these pages really beautiful, and that's just, not going to happen. But still, I let perfectionism get to my head. What I did, I tried to make it all perfect, of course. That's what I do. And I made a system. I put all the months in the future log, as you do, I guess. Then 2018, a couple of months left, and then it was 2019, the next year. I made pages for dreamlining, a gratitude journal. Here you can see what went wrong. The 26th of September started a bullet journal. That was my gratitude for last year and the end of 2018. Books I've read to read, all very nice ideas, video ideas. Yep. And then we started with October, my habit tracker. There we go. I did do a couple of things. I didn't do a lot of things. And as you see, all filled with good intentions. But I didn't do anything. I just didn't use it. I was overwhelmed. I didn't want to ruin it. And basically, here, big ideas. My first mistake, fuck perfectionism. I knew it back then, but I wasn't able to implement, because after this mistake, it's all empty. So, on to my tips. Tip number 1 sounds simple, but it is hard to implement, as you can see here, and that is do what works for you. Now, I guess I was on the right track, realizing that I shouldn't make all the pages like really beautiful and, with a nice lettering and the handwriting or the drawing of cute images or, all the beautiful stuff. And it's not because I don't like that. It is because I don't necessarily have time for it, because, there's a lot to do. Always. Especially with a new baby, as I have. And secondly, I'm not that good at it. And thirdly, it's just, I would be so perfectionistic about it. So I decided, let's go for a simple, basic journal setup. That is what I like. I still like it. However, what I failed to do was I just picked whatever I thought would work for me. I didn't really think it through. So I guess that's my mistake. Now I have all these pages here and you really have to think about what you want to use the bullet journal for. And in a while, after the 5 tips, I'll show you a way to do that. Hopefully, at least the change that I'm going to make this year. And, to see what's going to happen. Then, the second tip that I'm going to give you is to find inspiration for how you can set up your bullet journal. And there is a lot of inspiration to be found online. There are many YouTube videos, there's a lot on Pinterest. Well, you know where you are, there's basically a lot of bullet journal stuff everywhere. And I think the good thing about that is that you can just take a look and see what you like. And don't get lost in what you find to be beautiful, really look through the eyes of thinking what would work for your life. And there's also really a lot of people who, like, for example, who do not have good handwriting, but the handwriting is really charismatic. You know how handwriting can be charismatic? So don't worry too much about the way it will look. The most important thing is that it will work. That is way more important than how it will look. So, find inspiration, but look, really look for what will work for you. Then, tip number 3, and this is a very important one, and one that I failed to implement last year, or even failed to realize, I guess, and that is adjust. Whatever you start out with, see if it works. See what parts of it do work, what parts of it do not work, and adjust. For example, here, this was my bullet journal setup for 2019, but I started in October of 2018, a little bit before, and clearly it wasn't working. But I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to mess it up. I didn't want to, to realize that I had failed, I guess. So basically, I just said, fuck it, and I did use a journal. I have a daily planner that I still use. I use like a different notebook that isn't as pretty, so I wouldn't obsess as much about messing it up. But what I didn't do was adjust. I mean, and even now I'm going to adjust, because for moments I thought I should buy a new bullet journal because this one clearly is messed up. And then I realized how stupid that was. That first of all, see all these empty pages. This is not messed up at all. And secondly, it would be completely symbolic in a wrong way for me to buy a new one, and completely right in a symbolic way to use this one, because I have to adjust, and I don't want to adjust. I want to be everything to be perfect. And even this video, I've been postponing filming this video because I wanted to think about all the tips and making it perfect, and now I was just like, I'm going to sit down and record it. And do you hear this noise? Probably. That is my cat. She probably. I've got 2, and one of them is a little bit not that smart. She was in the litter box. And then she is trying to hide her poop, but she doesn't really know how to do it, so she will just scratch the door, and she doesn't realize that doesn't work. And obviously I should restart recording this video, and I am like, okay, fuck perfectionism. But yeah, we'll get there, because that is actually tip number 4. If you adjust, and with everything that you do, indeed, don't obsess about the details. This isn't about a perfect book. This isn't about grasping your life in a perfect way. This is about something that should be useful. The value of a bullet journal is whether or not it's useful. So apparently, last year, my bullet journal wasn't good. And I know that. I mean, I haven't used it. So don't obsess about details. Fuck perfectionism. Really. Now, on to tip number 5. And that is one of the things that I hope will help me out, and that I hope might help you out as well. And that is to not really dive in and use all the pages and decide what you want where, because who knows, you might need to adjust it all. So my idea is to start easy. And this is especially good if you're doing this now in, just before 2020 has started, because then you have some sort of grace period in which you can try things out. But on the other hand, it's also perfectly fine if you do this in 2020 or whichever year you're watching this video. You can easily do this. Just, don't start right away, but start with a little bit of a pause and think about your life and basically about everything. So for me, let's see. I'm just going to do it so you can see me do it, and let's see. I'm going to write down 2020, that is the year. And now I'm going to think about the themes in my life. What do I want to focus on? And now don't worry, like I said, this isn't like something that you can't change anymore. This is just to get us started. And we're going to adjust along the way. So one of the things that I want to focus on, definitely, is money. I still have a student loan that I'm paying off like on a very intense speed. I also want to think about my job, about work in general, and about the way I earn money, and maybe I want to change that. And that is part of money, I think. Yeah, and my debt, I should say. Alright, then we also have my health. My health is okay, but it could be better. I want to focus more on exercise. And there it's also, for me, the perfectionism usually messes things up. I tend to work out a lot in a limited amount of time. I mean, hell, I even ran a marathon once. But then I just quit completely because I feel overwhelmed and I don't do anything anymore. And I think, perfectionism is really good at ruining everything. Then I also want to focus on good food. And I want to learn how to cook. I'm not a very good cook. And I think it will be nice to learn some new skills. And also, all of this is be an example for my son. I've got a baby son. He is a bit over 4 months old. He was born in May, and I love him dearly, and he's just the best. And although it is a lot of work, it also really helps me focus. So it's very nice. It's a magical experience so far. That's another area in my life that I would like to focus on next year, and that's the people. So clearly family, clearly my son, but also friends. Especially now that I have my son, it is sometimes hard to see my friends, because it's a lot more work if you have a baby to even just get out of the house, and the planning is more difficult, and you're just more tired in general. So it requires a bit more of an effort. And I guess also a bit more of focus, that I should really decide which are the friends that I love to see and how am I going to make that happen. Instead of just doing, let's see you and just, Then another thing that's a bit part of my life, that is YouTube. That is tied to money a little bit, because I do make a little bit of money with my YouTube channel. However, it's not all that much, and I'm sort of on the fence, because as soon as I start to focus on YouTube as a source of income, I tend to not like YouTube as much anymore. Then it just becomes like a job, and it feels like I should do all these marketing tricks, and I just really don't want to. And ironically, I feel that even if I do not focus on that and I just focus on the videos that I enjoy making, that somehow the number of views goes up. I guess somehow people can feel the joy, or they can feel when it's a chore. I don't know. But like I said, I guess these are the topics in my life that I want to focus on. YouTube and money being a little bit related. My son and being a good example being related. My son and YouTube being related, because I create videos about him, which I love. So it's all sort of related. And now I'm gonna go back to this schedule in a couple of days and weeks, and I don't know, whenever I feel like it, to see if something has to change, if something has shifted, or if there's something else that I have to do. So now, at the end of September in 2019, what I'm going to do is I am going to make pages for each of these themes. And on these pages in the upcoming days and weeks, I'm going to fill them with like inspiration, like brainstorming. And I'm not going to think about how I'm going to plan it all out. That will be on a later date. Maybe at the end of this year, if I've found enough inspiration, if I'm ready to try something. And even then, I'm just going to try it 1 week at a time. So I'm not going to write down, months of dates in here because I might not like it that way. So let's just do it 1 week at a time. Try something for 1 week tops. See if it works. If it works, continue with another week. If it doesn't work, adjust a little bit or a lot and try again. And that way, hopefully, I'll be able to actually use the bullet journal. So for now, let's see, is there a particular order that I want to put these in? Well, they're all important. I mean, it's easy, of course, my son comes first, like always. But then again, to have a good life with my son, I do need some money and I do need to be healthy and I do need to have some hobbies that are not necessarily about taking care of him all the time. So I do need YouTube. So I feel like I should put money first because that's a big one and that requires a lot of focus on my part, because taking care of my son is something that, he is here, so that is going to happen no matter what. And money is something that's easy to, forget about. So I'm just going to put money at the top of the page. I don't really know how I'm going to do it. Yes, I have my debt, I have a job, and I have YouTube. Let's put my debt here. And I can make some sort of schedule. I can show you that maybe in another Whisper video. Although this is a soft-spoken one, isn't it? Show you my debt, where I was at the beginning of this year, where I am now, and how much I still have to go. I can make that all on this page. Then, let's leave this page empty because I don't know how I'm going to fill that yet. Then here, we're going to do a job brainstorm, because I have all these ideas in my head how I might be able to earn some money, or how I might be able to change my career entirely. I never know. So we're going to do a job brainstorm. I can also turn that into a video. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. Because if you like to see that, I can do that in another video. And otherwise, I can just do it without turning it into a video, of course. So we have the debt, we have the money itself, and we have the job. Yes. Then let's go to YouTube. So let's see, what do I want for YouTube? Let's do YouTube goals. I also need some new pens. They're sort of dying on me. I've got another one that's just the same. YouTube goals. Yeah, let's let's just dream a little bit. And then here, YouTube plans plus ideas. All right, I like that. Then, and already now, here's the perfectionism thing. I wrote YouTube goals, but here I did money in capitals and underlined, and already I feel like, YouTube should have been the same way. Relax. It's okay. It needs to be useful. If I throw this out now, it's not useful, and will be a big waste of money, which is not what I should do, because I'm paying off my debt. Okay, then we've got the people and the health. I feel I can do them on one page because they're connected. People. And then here I'm going to do. Now I'm writing them very differently on purpose, just to, fuck it all up. Smiley face. So with health, I have eating, cooking, exercising. Yes, those are the 3 ones for me. I don't know how I'm going to fill this out completely. I don't know what I'm going to do here. But these are the themes in my life that I want to do something with. So for now, while it's September, I'm going to focus on getting this done. Let's put all these strings on the top. And let's put the first one. What is even the first one? Is there a first one? Yeah, the white one. Let's put the white one here. Let's put a little heart next to the ear. Like this. Yeah, I like it like this. What do you think? I think this is nice. Okay, then I can make another video here about my debts if you want to see. Job brainstorm, YouTube, yeah. So for now, this is all that we're going to do. And of course, I need some sort of system, but we're not in a hurry. We're not in a hurry. Just think about what you want first. I think that's helpful no matter what, It's so easy to get lost in the details or in tracking everything, and it's easy to lose sight of the bigger goals. I mean, who do you want to be? What kind of life do you want? What are the themes for your next year? Think about them. Write them down. Brainstorm a little bit. And then later on, let's see where this leads us. So for now, thank you so much for listening. If you have any tips for me, please let me know. If you have any requests, let me know too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And for now, I guess I'll speak to you soon. Bye.